We are here in the dungeon with Mr. J. Brannon.
I'm here. I made it after 11 years.
After 11 years.
Finally got here to join my bro and see his fine place and come here to the dungeon, which, again, I hope I'm not giving away any trade secrets, but there's 4 or 5 gentlemen working on some lighting rigs and sound.
I've got a whole crew
in the
down
the third room.
As always.
It's roughly about 175 by 250. It is massive down here.
He's not nearly impressed enough with my shop, I think.
His shop's really cool, actually. I'm actually super impressed.
I love the little shop.
There's a lot of tools I would remove a finger or my entire hand with. So the fact that the BSR is down there is...
Yeah. I can't afford to lose any fingers. Yeah. We're going to talk about the State of the Union for DJs.
State of the Union for DJs. We've been through January, February, March.
We're here. We've seen stuff that's pretty much going to be what we're going to be using.
NAMM announcements.
There's stuff coming. I mean, there's always new stuff coming, but I think most of us kind of have an idea of what we're going to jump into. What
you're going to use for the season.
For this season.
When do you decide?
Yeah. You know, I'm wrapping it right now.
I am too.
I kind of had it in my head, I think, right before New Year's. I knew exactly what I wanted, and I had most of it.
Right.
The pieces were coming together, and I'm very happy with what I've got. A couple things I'm changing around a little bit, but you want me to go through the list?
Yeah, let's hear your list.
Okay, so right now what I have, and I'm just using the DJM 450 rather.
450, great mixer.
I like it's very lightweight. I recommended it to Jason early recently because he's looking to do something different. It doesn't weigh anything. It sounds fantastic, and if you don't need to do a full MIDI controller, if you just need a standard mixing board, it's a great option. So I'm using that. I'm using the ADJ Pro Vent Table. And I'm using it naked, as I'm calling it. No facade or anything with it.
No
scrim.
Not going to cover it.
I'm just popping a sign on it with my logo, which I've got over here.
Are you lighting the inside of it?
Yes, I have a light for it where I'm lighting up the sign. I've got videos up on this stuff. And then for speakers, I'm using the Electro Voice Evolve 50 because they're so easy to set up.
They sound awesome.
I've got some great speakers over here that work fantastic, but these are easy to carry.
Yep.
And they're easy to put together, quick up, quick down. And, you know, one thing people haven't mentioned about those are micro array systems or compact array systems, the safety factor. Have you ever worried about a speaker tipping over at a school dance or something, somebody getting drunk and knocking a speaker over? What could happen with a little stick? Nothing. It's
not going anywhere. Negligible. And it's very light on the top. And if you didn't see them in Las Vegas last week, not to go back over the show, but if you didn't see them, and I'll be talking about my system in a second, the Evolve 50s are now available. You can order them in white, and they look amazing.
If you can keep them clean.
Yeah.
I would destroy them.
I would bag them and literally put them on the ground at your gig next to the table and take the bags off. I wouldn't even gamble. They would never see the light of day without a bag.
I can't keep a t-shirt white.
Super nice.
Let alone a set of speakers. They're beautiful, but
they're gorgeous.
And for the right guy,
weddings, forget it.
So the other thing that I want to do, I want to use the Airstream Bridge DMX.
Smart.
This is something I've never done. I have never had a DMX controller to do anything other than one set of lights. Meaning, I've had the simple ones where you can do pars, but I've never had them where you could do pars and heads at the same time.
Right.
So
you can do an iPad?
Yes. You have to do an iPad.
I've seen it in use. It looks great.
So
looks simple, looks easy.
I'm going to be running the probably the Pocket Pros. Although I might, and I'm thinking about it, I don't know what to do. I might run the old InnoSpot Wi-Fi's because I have those. They're wireless moving heads. I don't have to hook up any DMX cables.
Yeah, that'd be good.
It's an older model, but it's the only moving head I have that's Wi-Fi, and I'm thinking
serves its purpose.
I might want to do that.
Yeah.
I built a custom shelf for my Pro Vent table. I'm very happy with that. I don't think I showed that to you, but I'll show it to you later.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's pretty much it, man. I got some, like maybe 4 pars, element pars, Wi-Fi, battery powered. Some heads, Airstream DMX Bridge with the aforementioned audio system with the Pro Vent table. That's what I'm going to be bringing out for most of my events.
That's a good setup.
Unless I need something bigger, in which case I have the EKX from Electro Voice as well.
Yeah,
so
and those things
600
are big.
people.
Those are monsters.
So that's my plan. How about you?
As of today, right now, I believe I'm going to start my heavy season off in the next week or two. I'm going to be running my DDJ SX2. I might be switching over to the DDJ 1000. A lot of you have seen videos of that. I'm in a few of those videos. It's a great piece. It's a record box controller. We've got lighting along with record box. It's 2 different animals, but for today, right now, we're looking DDJ SX2, or I'm going to try out the SZ2.
Okay.
I may go with that.
That's a big piece, isn't it?
It's a big piece. In the case, it's like 70 pounds. That's
a
my
lot,
only concern.
Right. Now, what are you looking at? Just, I don't mean to interrupt you, but what are you looking at for the 1000 in comparison for weight and size?
On the SZ or the SX?
I'm sorry. Going from the SZ2 you'd mentioned.
Right. I'm looking to either do SX2, which I've been doing for 5-6 years. I might go up in size to the SZ2.
If you went up, okay, I'm talking about the SZ2.
Yes.
In comparison to the new 1000.
DDJ 1000.
There's a huge size difference, isn't there?
Huge. Yeah, huge.
In the weight as well.
The DDJ SX2 and the DDJ 1000 are off from each other by an inch here or there.
Okay.
This video will probably go up before my videos go up, but as of this video, I have videos that are about to post size comparison, weight comparison, case comparison on the SX2 and the 1000.
Right on.
But for now, we're going to run with the new Serato DJ Pro.
Okay.
With the SX2. That might switch to Record Box in May-ish, June. We'll see.
It's something we talked about earlier off camera.
Yeah, no, it's like anything else. I'm in the same boat as you as far as let's pick up a new software. Right. There's not so much the learning curve. There is the what am I used to? What do I do at every gig with Serato that I need to replicate with Record Box? So
sure.
I'm really close to that, but we're not quite there yet. So we're getting there.
Right.
I use it at all the shows. I do testing with it. It's a great product. I love it. And of course, the lighting feature, if you didn't see any of the videos on that, it now has the RB DMX1 lighting box that goes with it. So instead of using the Wi-Fi and an iPad, I would just plug that in and then off to the races. Get all my lights pre-programmed.
So cool.
Get them to go. And with the pad control on the 1000, the XP1, and I think the RZ or RX. I have to double check that.
There's a lot of numbers.
Yeah, a lot of stuff. You can actually turn the lights on and off, change colors, do stuff like that. I'm definitely going to up my game this year on uplighting. I have decided to go to battery wireless uplights. I really want more control over it.
Yeah.
So I'm joining that game late, I realize. Speaker-wise, I'm really excited. I've done a few weddings with my new system. My new system is the Express 10-inch tops with 2 single 15-inch subs. 15s.
Okay.
If you were in Vegas and you were at Hooters, literally 8 days ago from the shooting of this video, we had about 250 people in their bar club area with that exact system.
Sure.
2 10s, 2 15s, and I thought it wailed. I thought it sounded great.
Yeah, it's plenty
for that. My average wedding group is going to be upwards of 200, more in the 125, 150, and a lot of those are outside where I am in SoCal. So I'm either going to bring a wall of sound or I'm going to bring adequate sound for the dance, for speeches, for background. I'm not there to blow anybody's brains out. You're missing the point, I think.
Do you feel like that when you're doing outdoor events that you need a little extra?
Yes. That's why I think having the 2 single 15s, having them spread, I think is going to add a lot. But again, once you're outside, all bets are off as far as where the sound's going to carry. Because with bass, you don't have that control as to exactly where you're going to push it. With 18s or dual 18s, the big subs, that stuff's just going everywhere. Well, I think with single 15s, there's more of a focus. And these are angled back in the Express.
Okay.
So they fire off at an angle already. So I think that's going to help out.
Somebody was saying, and they're probably right, I'm not very good with my science stuff and my physics, but somebody was saying that the larger subwoofers actually do produce lower frequencies, and those lower frequencies need to travel further to mature. And
that makes sense.
And boom, right. So
it's like that the sound waves come out and then come back kind of thing.
Well, yeah, and you're actually not producing those ultra low frequencies or lower frequencies with like a 12-inch or a 15-inch sub.
Right.
But with an 18 you are.
It's fill.
And yeah, with the small stuff it's more fill, but with the big stuff you're producing deeper bass, but it's taking longer to go pop. It's got to travel further to pop.
Yeah.
So
I think in my case I've been using 15 tops for about 20 years, and only in the last few years have I noticed people looking at them like, wow, those are big.
Yeah.
And, it's like, oh, yeah, they'll cover the room. Never thinking what they mean is those look loud. Because when speakers look big, I think really they're substitute the word loud. And
Sometimes.
I genuinely think people are impressed with line arrays, with 10s and 8s and single 15 setups, that they see it as, oh, this sounds nice for cocktail, oh, the intro was good, dinner music is good, and then you can get a little blasting for the dancing,
Right.
and then bring it back down. You're not scaring anyone. You know, the guarantee I give all my couples is your grandmother and mother, parents, whoever, can talk 10 feet off the dance floor in a normal speaking voice, because everyone on the dance floor, if your speakers are placed correctly, will soak up the sound. So I'm really running a lot of what I've been running, except for the speakers.
Yeah.
And like I said, the DDJ 1000 is on the horizon. We'll see about that. I get very kind of stuck in my ways for wedding season, and I tend to get very kind of tunnel vision focus on, this is what I use, this is what works great. I might upgrade my laptop this year. My laptop's 4 years old.
I got to do that too.
So I'm right on the edge of, do I upgrade? I haven't had any issues, and that's exactly what I want to continue with. I don't want to have any issues.
Right. You
So-
need to replace it before it becomes a problem.
Right, exactly.
That's what I wanna
I
do,
automatically do new hard drives every year and a half.
Yeah,
Because for
in
the, you know, a 1 terabyte drive for $50 isn't
Why
going to
not?
break the bank.
Why not?
And now the old one you have that works great is now your new backup. So
Right.
you're not taking anything out of the equation.
Yeah.
We've been to some shows together. We saw each other in January. We saw each other in March. I've done some other shows on my own. Of all the things we've seen for 2018, what do you forecast as the big new trend in the DJ mobile arena?
It's all about control. I believe that. It's everything's there.
Yeah.
And depending on your skill level and your willingness to dive into anything like a DMX board or whatever, it's getting easier. DMX is something that I don't like. It's not something that I want to do, but it's getting so easy to do. If you got a bit of a learning curve with the Airstream DMX bridge or the light with
Record box lighting.
Record-box lighting.
And I'm going to do a video again soon where you're literally just taking a light, because I don't like DMX either. It's a scary proposition. There's 512 combinations, and if you get them wrong, things don't work. So if you have 100 lights and they all have a number,
Right.
and they're not the right number, things don't run.
Right.
With at least Record Box, and I think you're going to find this with the Wi-Fi setup too, you take a light, you drag it onto this 512 grid called the universe, and it automatically tells you this light is now number 5.
Right. You just
So then you go to
make
the
it
back
that.
of the light and you go, okay, we're 5. Ta-da! And it works. So every
yeah.
gig after, that light's always 5.
The computer-based stuff's all like that. And,
Yeah, it's
and-
getting very easy.
But this goes beyond that. I hate programming moving heads with the regular DMX controller, the sliders. The stuff that
oh, the
is out
tilts
now
and pan
is
and
so
all
cool.
that. Yeah, a lot going on.
Scribble, 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 play. There you go. I love it. So
Well, yours
that-
you can go like this, right? You can draw like figure 8, and the light will do a figure 8.
Not only that,
That's pretty cool.
Not only that, but if you move your finger fast in the drawing, the light remembers that part goes fast.
Oh,
And if you
so
move
if
it-
you go like this and then come back
And
slow
go
and
slow.
go, that's
It
dope.
runs like that. You can
That's
also
awesome.
expand the squiggle that you make for it to go all over the room.
Yeah.
You can shrink it to make it go small. You can move it around to go in the front, the back, the side, wherever you want it to go.
So if you've got a
It's-
dance floor right in front of you, you could tell it, just go in this.
Yes.
And only hit the dance floor.
And
so
don't
you're
hit
not
me in the
blinding
eyes.
people.
Don't hit
and
me in
you're
the
not
eyes.
hitting
Don't
me.
hit them in the eyes. Go over their heads and create this pattern. But do it
That's-
over their heads,
that's pretty
over
choice.
here, or behind me, or over there, or wherever you want. It's really neat.
Yeah, I
That-
saw your video on that, and I was like, is he kidding?
the head
You're
the
like-
head part is so impressive. I just love it. So it's relatively simple. I mean, to put together, I've got
The
videos
tools
up
are
on-
there. Everything we need. Sound is better. Gear's better. Technology's
They've
better.
always been there, but it's become simplified.
It has, but I think it comes back to the one area that I can't stress enough. We're getting our music, hopefully, from promo only, or full tilt, or funky, or any of the legal services. So you're paying for your music, the artist gets paid, everyone is up and up, above board. But it still comes down to the same thing. If we all have the same tools, how are we going to, possibly do a better job than the next one? If I gave all of us an easel and 5 colors of paint and a paintbrush, and I said, paint this, we could all paint it, but they'd all look much different.
Of course.
Well, and that's what I think we need to go back a little bit and focus. Before this, Brian and I
absolutely.
spent about an hour listening to music that even
Whether
I hadn't
Jay
heard.
wanted to hear it or not.
Yeah, and it was awesome. And I think we need to get back to that. I mean, I'd love to see more talk about what are you playing? You know, we do this on Facebook all the time. It's like, if I'm playing Billie Jean, what do you play next? If I'm playing, you know, Chris Brown Forever, what do you play next?
I believe that what's happening is there are people out there who are DJs. They love performance. They love to get in front of crowds.
Yep.
And there are people out there who are music freaks who want to play music for people.
Yep.
I'm that guy. I do the performance thing. I do the MC thing. I'm pretty good at it.
Yeah.
I'll say
absolutely.
it. I'll just say it. I'm good at it. I mean, I'm doing the videos. I'm reaching you guys. So imagine on the mic, I'm doing okay. I'm very adequate at what I do. Hey, Gizzy. But, yeah, there are some people out there who just aren't into the music part. They're into the MCing part. And
that's fine. I mean,
that's fine, but
you know, there's two schools. I think our industry has really hit a fork in the road. And you have what I call DJs who do weddings, and then you have wedding entertainers. And they are a lot alike, but I think wedding entertainers are doing love stories and Marbecca, and their skill set is different than I just learned how to DJ and I'm going to do weddings. And it's talking to some of them recently in Vegas. I'm really impressed. I want to learn more about what they're doing.
Yeah.
I love what I'm doing with the music. Once the dinner's over, once the dancing starts, that's where I want to be. I want to impress a crowd of people and play the music they like without playing the exact songs they're going to hear at every single wedding.
I don't think it's also about just this big, huge concept. That's the problem, I think. People want to grasp, they want to try to, you know, I guess, tackle these great big concepts all at once. A Marbecca system or whatever it might be, or a method, I'm sorry. But the truth is, it's the little stuff that changes you so much.
Oh, yeah.
Just the little changes that you make. And instead of trying to completely, you know, make it a religion overnight, change something. Just one thing or one part of it. It goes a long way. Sometimes it's as simple as an attitude adjustment. It really is.
Practice in front of the mirror. Say the names before the wedding. I talk to DJs all the time. I'm like, how much practicing do you do on your announcements before the wedding? They're like, none. I already know it's written down. It's your first impression. It's like anything else. If it was a job interview, which it sometimes is with 200 people in a room, do you want to walk in and just say, hey, everybody, I'm going to introduce the bride and groom in a second. Like, you know, guys, stand up for a sec. Or are you going to come in, not be crazy loud, but do something memorable. Find out what your memory point is for that audience so that they come up later and right out of the gate, they're impressed.
Everybody has their own style on that stuff.
They do.
And some people come at it like a sports announcer. Some people come at it like a radio announcer. Some people come at I take my cues from stand-up comedy for emceeing.
Yeah, there you go. It's timing.
It's
and you
timing.
swear. He swears constantly.
Yeah, I'm always
F-bombs
swearing.
The whole wedding.
But no, I know what I want to say, and I say it, but I try to say it so naturally that it doesn't sound like I'm trying to present anything. I'm just simply saying it on the mic clearly. And it's a different style, and I've developed it over many years because I used to be hey, everybody, welcome. I used to be that guy, but I'm not that guy anymore.
Next up on the main
but
stage.
God damn it, that's experience. That's really what it is. And it takes time to develop that and get comfortable with it.
But you can expedite
test
that.
it.
You can practice. I mean, if you never practice as a DJ, if all you play is at the wedding, at the party,
yeah,
put your gear away, go home and wait for the next event to take the gear out and do nothing in between, your progress is just slow and minimal.
People get into
Versus if you're doing 5, 10, 15, I know guys that are literally doing a wedding a day, not real, but in their house, in their garage, in their basement, in the dungeon, wherever. And they're like, you know what, this worked really well. Let me give you something if you don't know this. If you use, I think Virtual will do this. I use Serato. I know Serato will use this. If you do an event and it's great, at the end of the night, I want you to go to your history in Serato. It'll give you all the songs you played in order, what deck you played them on, how long you played the track. If it was a really good night, take that and make a new crate of it. So for me, all my weddings are a date. So this Saturday it'll be 3-24-18. All my wedding music for this weekend goes in that crate. If I have a great wedding, which I expect and hope and plan on having, if that set was really, really interesting to me or really different, I take the entire history and move it to a new crate called 3-24-18-1.
Yeah, stuff that works.
And then down the road, when I get a group and go, oh man, I did that wedding back in March where it was like a lot of Latin music. What was I, let me look up that history. and I actually have the tracks listed.
Yeah.
I can actually play from that crate and not recreate that night, but it just gives me a little extra boost. It gives
Right.
me a little extra,
What
edge.
did I follow this with? What
somewhat.
did I follow that
right.
with? Oh,
What
yeah,
did I
forgot
play last
that.
time?
Got a good reaction.
What worked? Yeah. Just do that. I mean, it's a huge help. Record your voice. In Serato, Record Box, Virtual, it's a button. Hit the button. Red light goes on. Record. See how you sound.
Have a little fun. Don't be afraid.
Yeah.
Don't do the same wedding
Change it
every
up.
week.
No.
Change it up and enjoy yourself.
Absolutely.
It shows when you do.
It's going to be a great wedding season. It's going to be a great party season. We got high school events coming up. We got all this cool stuff. Great gear. Watch the
It's
BSR.
just
If you're
getting
not
easier.
subscribing to the BSR, please do.
It's just getting easier. It really
Yeah.
is. And I'm looking forward to it.
I am too. It's going to be a blast. We're going to have a great season, great 2018. I hope everyone stays safe. JVJ.com is my YouTube channel. If you've got questions for me, anything I can help out with, let me know. Hit me up on Facebook. Hit up the BSR. He is my mentor, so I'm going to him constantly, harassing him on how I can play, like, how do you get like Lola's theme, The Launch, and Better Off Alone to work during Cocktail. And it's the holy grail, and I know that, but I'm not there yet. Just not there yet.
You're
Someday.
When you grow up.
When you grow.
When
Yeah.
you're gonna become a DJ just like
Become a player, just like him.
Thanks for watching, guys,
Practice.
and enjoy.
Thank you.